for whatever reason, I took the red pill, and I mean the real red pill. I'm not talking the red pill of the Matrix. I'm talking about the real fucking red pill. And anybody floundering around down here in the bottom of the doomosphere knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I took it, I did it, and here I am, and it took me about 2 years. It took this, about 2 years of initially pulling my head out of my clueless moron ass to hatch the idea of Humpty Dumpty Tribe. Originally, for 2 years, I had a blog called the Chicken Little Society. But after 2 years of being down here and studying what the fuck is unraveling on this planet, I understood that Chicken Little was way too optimistic. Way too optimistic. The sky is not falling. The sky has fallen. We are so fucked. In the words of my Humpty Dumpty Tribe hero, Derek Jensen. And once I understood the level of this, I created the former clueless moron real estate investor house flipper Sam Mitchell created the character Hambone Littletail, the didactic device, as Carlos Castaneda would describe who Hambone Littletail is a character created by the now performance artist, the former clueless fucking moron Sam Mitchell. While he's still a clueless fucking moron, he's just not quite as clueless as he used to be. So anyway, voila, this is Hambone Littletail. I am a figment of the man behind the curtain, Sam Mitchell's vivid imagination. I am what happens when a clueless fucking moron house flipper eats a bunch of psilocybin mushroom and San Pedro cactus and drinks a bunch of ayahuasca and pulls his fucking head out of his ass. This is the result. This is what you get, is Hambone Littletail. And so once people figure out apparently that I am a character, that Hambone Littletail is a character created by the performance artist Sam Mitchell, they jump to some, I guess, ridiculously, this absolutely absurd, get off me, you fucker, conclusion that what I'm saying here, that my message of doom and gloom that I'm bringing to you is somehow something I don't believe. There could be nothing further than the truth. Actually creating the character of Hambone Littletail lets this dude, whoever the fuck he is, the mysterious Sam Mitchell, be more honest than ever. Because I don't give a fuck what people have to say about Hambone Littletail. Hambone Littletail doesn't exist. So I can be completely honest about the level of crisis that we are in on this planet. And what was that? So anyway, what I'm doing is I am on a Bigfoot hunt. And I don't know what the fuck just happened behind me. Anyway, the Bigfoot hunter is just one manifestation of this crazy man in front of you. This is Sancho Panza, by the way. Sancho Panza, my Don Quixote sidekick. So anyway, if I have time to say this before Bigfoot comes and, Jesus, and takes me out. So anyway, who Hambone Littletail is, so I call myself a doomsday prophet, an environmental alarmist, and the chronicler of the downfall, the long overdue downfall, collapse and fall of global industrial civilization, which I'm absolutely cheering on the collapse and fall of global industrial civilization, even though I realize that it ain't going to be pretty. It's going to be fucking ugly. It's going to be goddamn ugly. It's going to make me wish that fucking Bigfoot comes over here and takes me out in the next 20 minutes, what we got coming down the pike. So anyway, that's what I do here, is I chronicle this long overdue collapse of everything from the financial collapse to the societal collapse to the collapse of civilization, and most important, to the eco-Nazi, the collapse of a planet, which is what I call the deep end of the doomsday prophecy pool. There's all of these other channels, such over there is my fellow performance artist from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones, for instance, swims around in the shallow end of the doomsday prophecy pool. What we do over here, we're in the deep end. We are the eco-Nazis. The eco-Nazis, we are the single most despised, most marginalized, most just ignored group of voices on this planet. You understand, when you join with this group, you are isolating yourself into the most despised group of people on this planet. We are the few who are not afraid of the truth. We can handle the truth. The truth is that we are fucked. There's no more debate about it, guys. It's not a question if we are fucked. The only questions left to talk about, which is exactly what I'm doing here, is I am attempting in my tiny little way to open the debate for the few people on this planet who just think that the collapse of a fucking planet is more interesting than Kim Kardashian climbing a tree in nothing but a pair of boots. Okay, the only questions remaining are when, how it's going to take place, you know, what it's going to look like as this whole thing falls to shit. And of course, the most important question of all is who we leave behind. By we, I mean the clueless fucking moron human race on our way out, as the screen door hits us on our fucking guilty asses, as we get everything we deserve and get voted off the island, get vaporized by Big Brother, otherwise known as Big Mama. The question is who are we going to leave behind? And, you know, and I'm talking every one of our fellow earthlings that we have fucked, that have done absolutely nothing to deserve this curse in their lives called humans. The biggest curse to hit this fucking planet since that goddamn asteroid 65 million years ago. as we enter what's being more and more called the Anthropocene, the age of humans, what Derek Jensen calls the Sociopocene, and what Hambone Littletail calls the Moronocene. It is the age of clueless fucking morons. This planet has gone completely fucking insane. This entire fucking species is insane. And 99.9% of them are insane and clueless. And we are living in a Twilight Zone episode. This is 1984 meets the Twilight Zone. This is George Orwell meeting Rod Serling. The monster is on the wing, ripping out the rivets. This motherfucking mess we have made is going down. The monster is on the wing. There's only a few more rivets to go before the engine driving this fucking catastrophe called global industrial civilization goes, and we go splat into the ground as everybody else on the fucking airplane is completely clueless of the goddamn monster ripping out the rivets. And everybody else on the plane thinks that anybody bringing this message out there belongs in a straitjacket and in a fucking rubber room, and for all I know, they're probably right. We're fucked, people. And so obviously you probably, if you have been down this rabbit hole for any time at all, I mean, I've already mentioned some of my Humpty Dumpty tribe heroes who I talk about. I've already mentioned Terence McKenna, Derek Jensen, a few more of my heroes in no particular order, and this is not a full list, just to give you some idea. Michael Rupert, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, Paul Ehrlich, Paul Watson, Chris Hedges, Noam Chomsky. I think I mentioned Carlos Castaneda. We need some girls in here. Abby Martin, Elizabeth Colbert. Let's see, who else do we got here? William Catton. Mr. Al Bartlett. Eric Weissman. Anyway, this is just, and of course, last and very least, was on this list before he was vaporized out of Humpty Dumpty tribe a few weeks ago, would be, needless to say, the rock star of doom and gloom. So that just gives you an idea of some of my heroes that have helped me pull my head out of my ass. Well, see, now I'm already thinking of more. James Howard Kunstler, Richard Heinberg. Guys, I could go on and on with this. So anyway, here you are. So you have now found Humpty Dumpty tribe and Hambone Littletail, and guys, I don't know what to tell you. Also, of course, what you will find is one of the characters that the character Hambone Littletail plays is the depressed collapsitarian role. I bring you plenty of depressed collapsitarian whines, and this is just bringing it all home. Guys, if you're down here at Humpty Dumpty Tribe looking for solutions to this predicament, if you are looking for a dose of hopium, you have come to the wrong fucking place. We are fucked. The situation is hopeless. We are drowning rats on the Titanic. The lifeboats have sailed with those little 1%ers. Some of the lifeboats going down into their fucking holes in the ground. Some of their other lifeboats rowing off to Mars. And we're the ones left behind. And we've got to figure out what the fuck we're going to do with the rest of our lives. How do you spend the rest of your life when you understand on a cellular level that we are fucked and there's not a goddamn thing that you're going to do about it? You know, all your goddamn little solar panels and windmills and your fucking electric vehicles and your organic vegan diets. Pull your head out of your fucking ass. And I don't want you to interpret that comment that I'm not supporting you in your solar panels, in your windmills, in your electric cars, in your vegan diets. Go for it. Just go for it with the fucking understanding that you're not doing one goddamn thing to turn this freight train around. You're doing no more to turn this freight train around than I am doing, have ever done, or ever will do on Humpty Dumpty Tribe, screaming out there into the universe, trying to get through to the tiny few sliver of people, and I'm talking about the people down here in the doomosphere who don't want to hear this shit. You know, what do you do with the rest of your fucking life when you understand it's so hopeless? How do you get out of fucking bed every morning when you're facing the enormity of the shitstorm, the tsunami of shit bearing down on this goddamn planet here in the end times? And that's the ultimate. And I got no fucking advice for you guys. I'm throwing it out there for suggestions. Okay, well, I won't say I have no advice. I've got at this point. There's 3 pieces of advice. 3 pieces. After spending 9 years down this rabbit hole, the darkest rabbit hole on the planet. I guess I have 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, of course, if you are still of breeding age, for God's sake, do not make the single biggest mistake you will ever make in your life, and that's bringing another fucking human onto this planet. I got myself sterilized at age 22 before I ever let one of these fucking little planet-nibbling bundles of joy out of the oven. It is the single best decision, hands down, bar none, I have ever made in my entire life. That is my number 1 piece of advice to you, is get yourself sterilized. That piece of advice, there's nothing you can do at this point to save the planet, guys, but that is doing more than any other nothing you can do to save yourself, the life of your unborn child, and the life of this planet. Put your fucking pecker in your pants, you clueless fucking moron. Anyway, that's advice number 1. Advice number 2 is the old cliche, which is just be becoming just the cliche of the rabbit hole, is get out there and enjoy this while you can. Get out there in Mother Nature, in the glory of the bosom of Mother Earth, and drink in her blessing every chance you get. Because the window is closing. Mother Nature has had about enough of handing us a gift that we don't deserve. So as long as you can get out there in this gorgeous weather, get out there and do it, guys. If you want to spend the rest of your fucking life sitting in traffic jams, sitting in some little goddamn cubicle, chasing some whatever, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Get out there and forest bathe. And finally, and make no mistake about it, if you are depressed, whether you're a collapsitarian or not, and you don't have a dog, you need to get out there and get yourself a little dog. Go to the pound like I did and let a dog pick you out. Go sit in the corner and let the dog find you. This little dog is the one joy, the one breath of fresh air I have in my depressed collapsitarian life. This little dog means more to me than every motherfucking human being on this planet put together. And I meant to say this when I mentioned Paul Watson's name. It just occurred to me, to all you fucking trolls, you know, my message to you, you fucking troll, well, that was the end of my advice. This is my message to the fucking trolls. Number one, I've already told you, I really don't give a flying fuck what you have to say about Hambone Littletail, because Hambone Littletail is a figment of my imagination. He does not exist. You might as well write a letter to some fucking TV character. But more importantly, the reason that you fucking trolls don't mean anything to me is, as Paul Watson, the captain of Sea Shepherd Society, if you're not familiar with who Paul is, says he doesn't give a shit about what any of his critics, the trolls, have to say about him. He doesn't give a fuck because he doesn't give a fuck about what any human being on this planet has to say. And hallelujah, amen, Brother Paul. I do not give a fuck what any human being on this planet has to say about what I have chosen to do in my teeny weeny little life, to speak out against the fucking madness. I speak for every other single species of earthling we share this collapsing planet with. That is who I speak for. Fucking humans. So anyway, well, of course, my bottom line advice is to you newcomers down here to the tribe is obviously, it was my first piece of advice, and I'll wrap it up with my last piece of advice, is to get the fuck out of here. If you are deciding still whether to take this red pill, I assure you my advice is do not take the eco-Nazi red pill. Don't walk, run the fuck away as quick as you can. Go on back to your fucking cute cat videos. Go on back to your goddamn Alex Jones fucking conspiracy wacko videos about your goddamn chemtrails and your planet Nibiru. You clueless fucking moron. And if you're one of these limp dick mainstream environmentalists thinking that you're going to come down here, you fucking embarrass me as much as the goddamn Alex Jones conspiratard climate change denier crowd. You're a fucking clueless moron if you think that these goddamn techno-utopians are gonna save us. Go back to whoever's channel. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you down here, and there's not a goddamn thing for you. So get the fuck out of here now.